channel. It is a brand new live for you today. Today, we are going to be making some sourdough Christmas cookie bars. So think of sugar cookie, but in bar form. So somewhat soft, somewhat chewy. We're going to see what we make today. One, I've never actually made it a day in my life. And two, we're about to have a good time. So, in order for me to actually make this recipe, we're going to be using a few things. So, we have our discard. Right? We have some butter. We have some flour, some sugar, and salt, baking soda, and vanilla extract. Is it going to work? Possibly. If no, you already know. It's just one of those things. I'm just checking my audio to make sure it's good. Just so okay, audio's fine. Hi Juliana, how you doing? So we're gonna start. I already measured everything beforehand just because it's just a lot easier for me. So we have about 180 grams of flour, which is about a cup and a half. One else, roughly, because I only bake in grams. And we are gonna add a little bit of baking soda. The baking soda really just it helps to neutralize the acidity, the discard, and especially since we're not gonna sit down and wait for this to actually rest. We're just gonna mix it up and bake it. All right, thanks for popping in. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. About a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. Again, this is 180 grams of flour, all-purpose flour. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and we're also gonna add some salt. It's gonna be a 1/4 teaspoon salt. So this is gonna be a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're just gonna mix it in. So you can use a whisk, you can use a fork, doesn't matter. You have that. If you want to actually add, let's say, some spices to your sugar cookie base, you can. Let's see why not. I'm just not going to. I want to actually do the bare bones recipe just to make sure I can bake it, and then I'll do all my additions. Okay, so now we're gonna deal with everything else. So we have butter. It is soft, it's softened, and this is salted butter. That is 85 grams of butter, and that is going to be about 6 tablespoons, give or take. You just want it to be softened. You can use your hand mixer if you want. I'm just not going to. So we are going to add sugar to this. So the sugar, this is about 150 grams of sugar, which is about 3/4 grams, three quarter cups. So we're gonna add the sugar to the butter. Essentially, you cream it. But again, if you want to use your hand mixer and you have one, do it. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just gonna mix it in. Hope for the best. Maybe use a whisk. Maybe. But we're gonna mix it. So pretty much the sugar and butter become one. Now, do I know how this is gonna turn out? This is my very first time making this. You know, I try to make everything I can with sourdough, and we'll see what happens. So we're just gonna mix this in. You can add your vanilla or your maybe eggs first. One egg. I do like to crack the egg separately in case the egg is. You don't want to. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Most of the time, it's just a habit. It's not a bad habit. And I'm trying to get the white part out because sometimes, unfortunately, it actually does not bake away. So try to get it out if possible. I'm just gonna beat the egg out. Use a small egg if you have, but if you don't, just use what you have, which is fine. Totally. So my butter was softened; it was room temperature. So we're just gonna mix essentially cream, but honestly, use your hand mixer if you have one. I'm just not using it. One, I don't want to dirty up another bowl, and two, I don't want to break this glass bowl with the that happened to me before. Okay, so this is your sugar and your butter. Really and truly, that's what it is. If you wanted to, you could add your salt here instead of in the flour, but I already did it. I wasn't thinking. Already committed to the cause. You can add your salt to your butter mixture. Also fine. Not a big issue. So we're just gonna mix this in and hope for the best. So right now we have the egg, the sugar, and the butter. Mix, break it down. It's gonna look like it's curdling. Usually the states that happen. But typically for sugar cookies, you actually cream your butter and sugar. It's the correct thing to do. You like these things. But you can use a wooden spoon. Basically what I'm saying is use what you have. That's it. Okay. It's coming together, no issue right here. So just use what you have. If you have a spatula, do that. A wooden spoon, use that. Also fine. No. So this is butter, sugar, eggs. You're also going to add vanilla. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon. That's just what I like. 1 tablespoon is too much for you. Just use 1 teaspoon. It's fine. So it's 1 tablespoon of vanilla. This is also homemade. Try to make my own. But you also can play around with different flavor palettes. So if vanilla is not something that you like, maybe try almond extract, maybe coconut. You can even do spiced ones. You could like nutmeg, cinnamon, even rum and raisin. I mean, I have a rum and raisin one. It actually smells really good. It smells like rum and raisin at the same time. Okay, so we have that. The next part of business is going to be our discard. I don't think it's gonna work, but it's gonna work. It has to work. Why wouldn't it work? So this is the littlest, smallest discard I currently have. It's super active in the fridge. So this is what it looks like. It was at room temperature for maybe like an hour or two. So add it. For the discard, we're gonna add about 100 grams. 100 grams is really not a lot. This might even be 100 grams, honestly. Not a lot. You want to make sure you get the right amount. Too much is gonna make it too gummy. That is, ask me how I know. I've been practicing for a year. Been realizing if you add too much of discard, your product is going to be a little different, especially for something that's not actually resting for an extended period of time. So you just want to be very careful when you're measuring your discard. Yeah, my discard is kept in the fridge. I don't feed it. I don't do anything of the sorts. It is really just in the fridge. Turn this to the fridge. And okay, so now that the discard is in there, we are going to mix. I just realized too, there really is there is no liquid. And I'm trying to remember when I actually make sugar cookies. I don't think there is actually liquid in there. But of course, the discard has water content just because it's made up of water and flour. So there is water content coming from the discard. But it's smelling amazing. So I'm excited for the taste. So we're just gonna mix this in just a little more. And then we are going to add the flour, the baking soda, and salt. Now this right here, I am taking it out, but it's really just vanilla because I do have vanilla sugar. Make my own vanilla sugar. So there are bits and pieces of vanilla actually in my sugar. But I wouldn't want to cut into it and have this big white dark spot and it looks like it's burnt or something's wrong with it, right? So, but it's okay. We're going to make it. It smells amazing. It really does. All right. So butter, sugar, vanilla extract, and eggs plus the discard. That's it. This is what we have here. This is what the batter is looking like. And now we're gonna add the flour. I did just use a fork. You can use a sifter. I'm not sifting it. I'm just distributing the baking soda and the salt and flour. Hey T. So two things. We are going to be baking in this little oven that you see here because I don't trust the big boy, not one bit. Um, we're going to add flour and mix it up, and then we're going to preheat the oven. Because I don't think this sitting down is going to be an issue. It's fine. So we're just going to add the flour in. And we're going to now this It's not a plastic sugar cookie. It's a cookie bar. Now, if you want to put things like candy cane, like crushed up candy cane, crushed up chocolate bits, crushed up whatever goes with Christmas, there you have it. Okay? You absolutely can. I, however, do not have that, so it is going to be plain for me. Now, ooh, Joe, are you doing what you need to do? I don't expect it to be stiff, like a rollable dough, but I also don't expect it to be horrible either. I'm not sure what we're gonna get. I just want to make sure all the flour is absorbed. And here's the thing: if you overmix, your product's gonna be tough. This doesn't even have any liquid in here. Oh, Jesus. We don't have a good old time. And there we go. It's becoming uniform. Less fried flour, more everything. Honestly, I feel like if I wanted to scoop this, I could. I had no expectations because this is the first time I'm making this with sourdough. So, yeah, horrible batter for sure. Yucks. Ooh, it smells nice though. Smells really amazing. Smells like sourdough, has a nice little tangy feel. Again, now would be the time to add your nuts. If you wanted to kiss, it's a cookie bar. Some nuts. Some nuts, add some chocolate. If you wanted to go like the peppermint route, cut up some peppermint candy in here. Boom. Some peppermint extract instead of vanilla extract. Boom. Boom. And just made the pumpkin bread. Ooh. The bread was done. Must have been real good. Must have been a real good bread, girl. Okay, so typically, if you do make like a sugar cookie, you would have to chill it so that you're able to roll it, depending on your dough. We're not doing that. We're making our own Christmas tradition and making things that we want. So I'm gonna set up our little mini oven so that you can actually watch this bake. And we are gonna make some frosting just to put on top. Let's super excited. Listen, I've seen a board, like a cutting board split like this, and it hasn't actually been used as a cutting board. It's a whole meter. It really is. Okay, so we're setting up mini oven so you get to see the actual baking process of these cookie bars that we're about to make. Now, you might be wondering, why is she putting this up on something? Because that's how I started using it on the cutting board, and using it on the cutting board. If it comes off of the cutting board, who's to say it's gonna be good still? Still gonna bake properly. It's okay. We're gonna figure it out. Now, I just want to verify that I have everything in here because I tend to forget some things. So we added the flour, salt, baking soda, we have the butter, the sugar, the eggs, the vanilla. We have everything. We're good to go. Now, I decided that I'm going to bake it in this dish. This is not quite an 8x8. This might be like a 6 or a 9x3. One of those. To help with cleanup, I am baking with parchment parchment paper. Extra. Guys, you can't be making good stuff and then say you're gonna leave. You're gonna make the good stuff and stay. Once you leave, that's it. It's up for grabs. It truly is. Now, this recipe is supposed to be for like an 8x8 pan. That would mean that your bars aren't going to be really high. Let's do this Q&A, right? One, they might. Okay, so we're going to add it. Now, you can use yourself a palette knife, the back of a spoon, a regular knife. Either way, whichever one you have to spread. So we're going to add the dough. This is definitely a cookie dough. To our pan. Let me preheat this oven. That's what I was supposed to do. We're not using convection, we're using bake. Preheat at 350 because I believe we're baking at 350. Here's sarcastic personality. Now, how did you develop that? Okay. We're gonna do a little beating here. And then we're gonna put it back in the pan. Now you can also use like hot water to help this spread. We're almost there. So I really just want it to. You know what can also work? Do it. You can double up your parchment paper, but it might stick. You can double up your parchment paper so that you can get. But it would be even. I don't know what this dough is doing. This, okay, I'll tell you right now. I don't know what this dough trying to do, but we're gonna make it work. Because I want it to actually be a little level. These are all things like different things that happen behind the scenes. But sometimes you ever see like a baker and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so level. Yeah, they're doing a whole lot of magic behind the scenes. Okay, a whole lot. 1 second. Okay. You're the nicest, meanest person. That must mean you're a sweetheart. Because usually the nice, mean people, the sweetheart, until someone like crosses them. Then after that, that's it. It's like who this? Just fucking rude at this point. The sourdough just I think it's just like me. It really is just disrespected. But he got something close to something close. close to. I wonder if I could pop this in the oven. And you don't have to agree with the madness that I'm about to say, though. I wonder if I could pop this in the oven, have it like just a little bit, right? Just so that I can just smooth it out. It's gonna bug me. That's that little OTG kicking in right there. It's really gonna bug me. Ah, level. I just don't know what this is about to take out to be. Done. Tell you what this anyway. So we're gonna bake this. It should be baked for like I want to say 20 minutes, but we're about to see. If you have like a square pan might be better. Might be. I don't know. Anyways, this is our sugar cookie base. Help you. Okay, we're gonna put it in at 350. Okay, add food. So there you have it. We're gonna be baking. We're gonna be baking that bad boy right here. Oh, it can't. I can't move this to the side. That's so weird. So can you see? I know that little the Q&A is blocking you, but you can always drag it down to like get rid of it and always answer the question in chat. I'm hoping for the best with this. I set my timer for, I don't know why I set my timer for 30 minutes. Listen. Oh my gosh. What is this? Oh, pink. I can't waste that. I can't. This is disgusting now. I would just like to say that absolutely 100%. I promise you. If this is your first introduction to me, I promise you. I promise you. I promise you wholeheartedly. I know how to bake. I promise you. I just forgot. Listen, the way how my brain is set up, it moves from one task to the next. I'm already that is not a good thing. It's just how my brain tries to control it. That was just too much for me to waste, right? So just ensure that you have much things. What I was expecting for the dough, but it wasn't this. It truly was not this. I think I was expecting maybe like what is it? I expected it to be somewhat horrible. I don't know why, because it's a cookie dough. I don't know what I was expecting. Now we can bake. Yeah, we're good. Now we can bake and act like professionals around here. There we go. Just there we go. I do know how to bake. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Ooh, what you gonna watch on HBO? Did y'all read did y'all read that Netflix just acquired Warner Brothers, who own HBO and stuff? Email today, and I was just like, you know what, whatever. Wait, because are you gonna raise your prices now? Because why? For real. Okay, so we're based that. Okay, we are baking. We are baking. It's smelling good. Everything is in there. We're good to go. We are gonna make the frosting because I do want to put frosting on top. You know why? It's gonna cover the imperfections. Hello. Is it really that good? I haven't watched anything new. You know when the live ended last night? Where I was? I slept where I was. I didn't move. All the lights were on. I was so exhausted last night. All the lights were on. Christmas tree was on until about 5 o'clock this morning. Everything was on. TV was on. Like, exhausted. So we're gonna now make the frosting. The frosting, I think I say make a glaze for this. However, maybe a thick, thick glaze. Not the watery, horrible one. Oh, then maybe I'll watch the first episode before bed tonight. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to get into anything new right now. I kind of just turn on like my familiar shows just so that I don't have to pay attention to it in the background. I'm always doing something. But I will definitely take a look into it. Okay, so this is the cookie base baking. I was gonna say cooking baking. For the frosting, it is simply going to be butter, powdered sugar, some vanilla. Now, here's the thing: if you have milk, you can add milk. If you have cream, heavy cream, table cream, you can add it. But if you only have water, just add it. It's fine. There is no issue. There should be no issue. I thought I had everything here. So we're gonna just mix this up. Now, actually, honestly, I'm gonna use a. I will use a stainless steel bowl because I want to actually use my hand mixer, which will actually help in breaking down butter with the sugar. And then move you closer once I have it. So we have butter. It's baking. It's okay. You'll see it in a bit. We have 85 grams of butter. And we're gonna add 100 grams of powdered sugar. If you make your own, cool. If you buy it, that's cool too. My powdered sugar is never sifted. Don't ask me why. Want see all of that? Yeah. Maybe sift your powdered sugar. Or else you're just gonna get lumps like me. But you know, I end up scared. Right. So 100 grams. Now, here's a little thing, little trick. If your butter does not have salt, you can add with salt. If your butter has salt, you can still add a little bit of salt just because the salt enhances the flavor. You're going to add some vanilla extract. It's just going to enhance the overall flavor. Here, you can also add flavor to your frosting. If you don't want vanilla, you can add what you call it. You can add anything, honestly. If you wanted to have like a peppermint vibe, add some peppermint. The reason is that this is where you can get creative with your taste, especially since the cookie dough is just butter, sugar, flour, space. This is half half tablespoon of vanilla. And then we're just gonna mix it. I don't have milk. I'm not using milk. And I'm not using cream. I am gonna add a little bit of water just to have it. So that's pretty much it. I think a good frosting is important. This has appeared to be like an American buttercream because it's really just butter and sugar with some flavors. I like Italian meringue. That's my favorite buttercream to make. Swiss meringue buttercream, it's okay. It's not my favorite to make, but it's cool. It's gonna actually make a few. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water. If you want more flavor, add milk or cream. I'm not about to do all of it. So for the liquid portion, it is going to be about 10 to 15 grams, which is about 2 to 3 tablespoons. Your liquid of choice. However, maybe you put too much. You might have to add extra. You might have to add extra. What's that thing called? Sugar. Powdered sugar. It just depends on the heaviness of your crust. So I'm gonna mix this off camera, and I'm gonna let you guys continue to watch the baking process because why not? It's it's looking all pale. It's smelling good. Really good, but I don't know what's going on there. Let me tell you, it took me so long to get comfortable with cookies. Cookies are supposed to be the easiest thing to bake. Girl, cookies always make my life. Always, always, always. I feel like I prefer cakes and stuff like that. But them cookies, chocolate chip cookie was the hardest cookie that I ever learned to bake. The hardest. Now I can make it in my sleep. Bro, I can even make it with sourdough. It's like that. I think I need more sugar. It's smelling good though. It's smelling like a nice sugar cookie. I just needed to get a little color. Because why are you so pale? Why are you colorless? That's what I don't understand. And it's hard for me to certain things like frosting. If it's something quick, for something like this. I really don't do any measuring. I kind of do it by sight and feel. And the thing is, too, maybe you want it to get a little whiter. So you're going to have to whip this until the butter is like, maybe I should have stayed home. But you know, butter has that yellow tinge. There we go. Here's the better consistency. So you may have to up your sugar. I keep wanting to say baking sugar. I don't know why. You have to up your powdered sugar in a sense if it's just not the texture you're looking for, or you added just a little too much liquid like I did. You just add more powdered sugar, just a little, maybe like a tablespoon at a time. It smells like it's burning, and I don't even understand why. Because it doesn't even have any color, zero color. And I cleaned out the oven, so it's not like anything is stuck on it. This is good. Just don't want this to be lumpy. Oh, thank you. The oven doesn't even feel like it's at 350. Coming on now. I don't know, guys. I'm iffy about this one. I really am. We'll see. This does taste like good old fashioned frosting, which we love over here. Okay. And let's face it, anything with butter and sugar. Oh, I just want to say, depending on the pan you bake this product in, it is really going to determine your height. Clearly, this is not, it's giving, maybe I'm a cake, maybe I'm a cookie. We'll see. Maybe when it comes out of the oven, it'll just like deflate now that all the air is gone. If it doesn't work, I'll make this again because this can't be it. Like, how disrespectful are these things? I would have been better off making a muffin today. Wait, are you supposed to be cracking, sir? Like, it's cracking as if. I'll be honest with you. Every time I come here, I keep telling y'all the sourdough is the one that is the hardest for me. It really is. Because knowing what to put, how to put it, when to mix it, when not to mix it. This is nice and smooth, but I feel like I need something else. Maybe just a little bit more ice and sugar. I'm that weird state that it tastes like a frosting, but not quite there yet. So you gonna get there. We are gonna get there. I don't need to add in more liquid. I think this is better. And I already know my container is it's too deep. It's too shallow for a bar. Bars are supposed to be kind of sort of on the thin side, not too thick. Maybe if I had my, maybe if I bake them in like on a cookie sheet, spread out, maybe be satisfied. Y'all know this is how I get. Especially if I see it and I know it's not the way I want it to look, I'm just gonna call this a dub. This just not gonna be. This is a whole L. This is no. We're gonna try again. Even though to you it might be perfection, for me it's like I think this is cool. Because why are you looking like a cornbread? This is my question. I'm looking like a cornbread, and I don't know why. But yeah, your container actually, your baking. Maybe if I had put it in something like this, it's flat enough, it would be fine. This is just too thick. Right. So it is going to deflate once it comes out of the oven. I already know that. I just don't understand why one side is extremely brown and the other side is multicolored. It doesn't like this shouldn't happen. Like why you do that to me? I think the frosting is good. Yeah, I think this is good. So go. Um, but I know it's gonna taste good. I'm not even worried about it tasting good. Oh, I'm still gonna eat it, girl. I know I'm still gonna eat it. Just know, I think for me, I plan what it should look like already. I already have the vision of what it should look like in my head. So when I make it and it's not executed visually, I even count that as a win. And maybe I should because it might still taste good. Okay, so this is our frosting. It's a lot whiter than what it was. It was quite, yeah, beige, I should say. Nice, thick, light, which is what we need for this. The other, take the wheel, take the whole wheel, and drive the car. What? There's never not a live stream where we don't have some awkwardness, but that's okay. We gonna survive. Yeah. I never thought I had to rotate with this one because why do you like this? I don't understand what's happening. Maybe I will turn it down. It's at 350 right now. Maybe we'll turn it down. Did I say how many minutes did I say this was gonna be? This is dark. The timer was set for this might be finished. Hold on. Let's actually do a real check. My apologies. Um, I'm not myself today, but are we ever ourselves? Are we ever? Yeah, the oven was too hot because, and I'm not afraid to show this because things happen, right? It's nicely seasoned. It's not burnt. Anyways, it is actually deflating, but here, this would have been a nice color. And then this part right here, I don't even understand what's happening. And if I stick this knife in the center and it is still raw, I don't have a problem. Oh, it's done. It actually has a crunch like a cookie. Excited. I'm actually really excited. But do you see this? It feels like it's not like it feels like it still has motion happening. It really feels like it's jiggly. I don't know why. Maybe it's gonna dry, not dry, but cool because why do I feel like you're overthinking this point? Because it is. And that would just mean we can stop this now. That would absolutely 100% just mean that it would be like a nice chewy because bars are supposed to be chewy. It's just on the thick side. It's thick. I'm gonna remove it from this Pyrex so that it can actually cool down. Because honestly, get me all in there. So what are you doing? No. No, 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 no. You're just rude and disrespectful at this point. No, 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 no. You're going back in because how dare you be all the way brown at the top, pulling at the bottom. I really think it's the thickness of the container, like what I'm baking it in. So maybe I need to stick to that with just maybe like the pies and stuff, not actually bake a cookie anything. Because the bottom is pale. It's pale. It's not even this color. It's raw. It's pale raw. Not that it's raw. It's just pale. It's like no. And the problem is, if I actually took it out of the container, this was my fear. If I took it out of the container, which I probably can, it might burn. But I need the bottom to get a little burnt. You know what? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I'm telling y'all, when I do this, now that I'm doing this, right? I can't hide things that I would normally do, especially if you want to achieve like a good result. Because right now the problem is bottom is not baking properly. I honestly believe because the container is just really thick. It's ceramic. Is there heat penetrating? Sure. But it's not enough. We're gonna do things. Okay. We're gonna put foil at the bottom because let's clean up. Don't want my oven to be like greasy, oily, dirty, right? Don't worry. I got this. I promise you. I don't even have to convince y'all. But I'll say it again. I know how to bake. Okay. Yeah. So do you see the level of thickness? Like it's really thick. So the bottom half of this is not even doing anything. So we're gonna cover this just so that the top doesn't get any more color, I think. And we're just gonna make a makeshift. Ooh, there we go. So the bottom can now get some color. Eat some color, and it's good to go. That definitely, yeah, 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 yeah. Mhm. When you're baking, you gotta think fast. I think cooking is more forgiving than baking, my opinion. Baking, if you don't do it right, something goes wrong, it's wrong. There's no coming back from it. You're just gonna have to live with it, and it is what it is. But cooking, you can add some gravy to something that looks dry. You can add water to something that looks dry. With this, if I add water to this now, it's ruined. But you can always hide imperfection, which it's very easy to do. If you bake a cookie and the cookie doesn't look good, you ice that baby. Boom. Brand new product. Doesn't look good, but it tastes good, right? Same thing with brownies. If you make a brownie and it doesn't give you the sprinkle top that you're looking for, slap some fudge on that. No one would care. It really is that simple. You just gotta, you just gotta know what you're doing. Now, obviously, you're not gonna see the icing section because it has to cool all the way before the icing can actually go on. And I will say that I have colored sugar. Let me use this camera, which is the back camera. Now, this is red. It's supposed to be green, but this is more like turquoise. Don't watch that. When it goes on it, it's going to look like a Christmas tree. So, in order to make this, now here's the thing: you can use granulated sugar. You're better off using like coarse sugar, like the bigger granules. That way, your food coloring distributes evenly and you can see them. But I've absolutely used granulated sugar before. You can, right? So all you would do is get your sugar, a little bit of food coloring, whatever food coloring that you use, whether it's natural base or it's just the old school food coloring, that's fine. And you mix it together, like you toss it up, boom, you got your colored sugar. You don't necessarily need to have sprinkles. Because some people would put like the Christmas color sprinkles, so the red, the green, maybe some gold or whatever on it. You don't need to buy sprinkles. Just use the sugar. Just sprinkle it on. Boom. You got a hint of color throughout, and that'll be fine. I like being resourceful with what I have and just make everything look good. But I'm okay with this. It looks like it was thick, but it looks like it actually deflated a significant amount, which is gonna give us that nice little chewy vibe. Is it gonna be hard when it cools? I don't know. That's the only thing I'm concerned about because the bottom is taking way too long to brown. And the top is brown. It's been brown forever. But that's okay. Fine. I'm happy I started with this because I get to lay in bed tonight and eat this and have a sugar high all night. And then tomorrow we're back here again. Okay, so tomorrow we're absolutely going to be early because I have an assignment that's due on Monday that I need to finish. So there's that. Tomorrow we are going to be making something. Have not decided. We could possibly make that cranberry orange bread. Not sourdough, just regular with yeast. That is not going to take the same amount as a yeast bread. Maybe it'll take slightly, like maybe an hour, 30 minutes or hour. It's going to take a lot. Either way, whatever it is, we'll figure it out. It just has to be something really quick and easy for me to manage because I'm gonna pull this out to see. It smells a lot better. The sides are looking a lot better. I just don't know if the bottom is significantly darker. Yeah, you can see that. See like how the side here is looking like really pale? Like I know I said like 10 times, but really pale. Okay, the bottom got it was just so yeah. It needs a little more time. We're gonna have some time to it. Just for the it's just the color, man. Maybe like 5 minutes. Because it's not hot. It's at 3:30. 3:50 might be the spot, but we'll do 3:40. So tomorrow, honestly, tomorrow's gonna be easy. Tomorrow, we're gonna make sorrel popsicles. Because why not? I can go as far as saying that I'm gonna do like add pineapple into it, but then no. And then here's the thing for sorrel, you gotta steep it overnight. Oh jeez. Maybe not sorrel popsicles. You want something that can be done. I'm gonna save the sorrel for a day that I can just do a longer live stream. So let's see. Today we start with the sugar cookies. Sourdough. We'll see. Or if you have any suggestions on what we should do tomorrow based on what we discussed yesterday, or what you want to see, let me know. I just want to make sure it's within my wheelhouse and also within the time frame. Nothing that's gonna keep me for like 2, 3 hours. Even though I love hanging out with y'all, I'm just not gonna love it tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm excited to eat this with the frosting because it smells like a nice. It really does. I think it's gonna be nice and chewy once I cut them, clean up the edges, and then cut them properly. It's gonna be nice. It smells like it's gonna be nice. I'm just hoping it's not gonna ooh, hard because then I'm just gonna say we tried to make this Scotty because this is not to disrespect me anymore. Like if you are joining, listen, we're trying to make sourdough cookie bars. That is what we're trying to make. Now, it looks burnt, but it's not. It's highly seasoned, okay? I had it in there for extra time just so that the bottom can get brown. because it was looking like a missing member. Like it was just looking like a struggle. I think I am gonna get that cookie chewiness that you usually get from a bar. I do believe you're gonna get that. Make stove top peppermint balls, fudge balls. How do I make that? Fudge, milk, sugar, peppermint, and turn it into balls. I mean, I could do that too. But again, we have to pay attention to this because the coils run this way and it's only two coils. It seems as though this side was distributing a lot more heat than this side. So I'm not sure. But by the time I actually add the frosting to this, you're going to forget what this looks like. I just have to look underneath. Okay, there's color. There's color. Oh, thank you. There's color. It was missing the color. So I'm gonna let this cool. I took this out because if you leave this on for too much, it will start to sweat, and sweat is not what you want. You can do standard fudge ball. Okay, I can do that. I have the ingredients for that. I could do that. And the other thing is too, when you actually put the frosting, because you have the frosting right here, we're just not putting it on because it's hot. When you put the frosting on this, it will soften the top a little. So even if it's highly seasoned, once you put the frosting on top, it will soften it just a little. So you're not gonna be biting into this crunchy thing. It might just be a, hey, that's nice. But yeah, no, it smells good. It smells like a sugar cookie. It does. So I'm happy about that. So we're gonna let it cool and then I am gonna frost it with my frosting. And I'm also gonna top sprinkle again. This is supposed to be green. Don't pay attention that it looks like turquoise character. But we're gonna just sprinkle some on top so it has like the Christmas vibe to it. It's just something that we're gonna work. We're gonna work with what we got to figure it out. Okay? So today we tried to experiment with sourdough again, and we made ourselves a sourdough sugar cookie bar. I had to read it to make sure I got everything. Okay. We have flour, salt, baking soda. Flour is 180 grams. Salt is 2 grams. Baking soda is also 2 grams. Butter, 85 grams. Sugar, 150 grams. Egg, 1. Vanilla, 5 grams. And sourdough discard, it is 100 grams. That is it. We mixed the wet together with the sugar, and then we added the flour, the baking soda, and the salt in one. Okay. And the reason why I use baking soda is just to, one, help to neutralize the acidity just a little bit, and two, help with a lift. Because I find when I actually don't add baking soda into my sourdough bakes like these, they tend to be a bit dense and gummy. Um, So that's not what we're looking for. And we're not resting it for a significant amount of time. This, we kind of just made it up and baked it. So we're experimenting. We're having a good time with it. We will see what happens when I cut it. So essentially, I am going to like clean up the edges just so you're aware. So we're going to cut here, 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 here. And then we're going to do, this can be like 6 squares. It could also be 8 squares. it could possibly be small, compact squares. We can do that. But depending on my feeling, depending on how I slice it, it is what it is. Okay. So that is it for this live stream, day number 6. Yep. We are going to be back here tomorrow. Again, we are going live every day in, who wanted to say August? We're going live in December every day until Christmas Day. Right? And we're going to have fun. We're just going to see what we can get and deal with like Christmas stuff. Okay, so that is it for this live stream. I will see you back here tomorrow so that we can have another delicious day. Okay, thanks for watching. Oh, wait, before I go, let me end the poll. Only 25% say it's their favorite time of year. They like it. And then 75% say depending on my mood. Nobody said it's not my thing. I feel like everybody loves cookies at some point. But that is it, guys. I'll see you back here tomorrow, okay?